This video was brought to you by Stormberg, a better route planner, MisterGreen, Kempower and Marcus Bil. Launch number 1. Launch number 2. Launch number 3. Launch number 4. All right, we're back home. Let's take a look at the Google Sheet. So here you see the result. It was actually slightly faster than the ES8. So, but if you look here, the ES8 was lighter and it has higher power output. So how the heck can the iX beat the ES8? Well, the problem is that the ES8, that peak power was not for very long, and then it started dropping in power, just like Tesla also. So despite being lighter, it just couldn't maintain the power longer. But the iX, just like the i4, can have a nice and flat power output, just like the Tesla Plaid. And that's why it was able to beat it as long as the boost is active. Yeah, but speaking of i4, I should mention that, yes, many people ask me, hey, why didn't you use launch control in the i4? Well, that was a mistake I made. I didn't know it had launch control because most cars I test nowadays, they don't have launch control. But yeah, so of course, if I actually use launch control in the i4, we can expect maybe 0.1, 0.2 second faster CO2 100 time. However, as you guys saw, it was minus 12 degrees outside, and also the car was struggling to get enough grip. Now I tried another launch actually after that test, and it was then, I think it was only minus 2, minus 3 degrees at that day, but the car actually performed worse. So it seems like studless winter tires, they are designed to work, to grip the best when it's cold, like minus 10 degrees. And that's why, that was probably one of the best results we could get given the driving conditions, and I was getting the car in winter. So yes, if I would try again in spring, I would probably get, like I said, 0.1, 0.2 seconds faster time. But will I do it? Most likely not, because unfortunately the view count on acceleration test is not that high compared to range test of 1,000 kilometer challenge. So it's simply not worth it for me to go back to BMW in the springtime. Well, first I have to contact them and then negotiate when to pick it up, and then go pick up the car and then heat up the battery and then go to my test stretch just to do some launches and then return the car. Just to get 10-20,000 views, it's simply not worth it. Unfortunately not. So yes, I know I made a mistake, but yeah, I will try to remember now to check if the cars I have, the cars I test have launch control or not. But unfortunately, the iX, at least xDrive50, does not have launch control. You have to get the xDrive60, the beastie ones, then you have launch control. But anyway, it's still a fast car, because look at the e-tron 55, which is a very common car, and also the e-tron 50 is even further down here. But we don't, yeah, but in the same price range, the e-tron 55 competes against the iX and also the ES8. That's why I highlight these three cars. And just look how much faster the iX is compared to the e-tron. Does it matter? No, it doesn't matter. But I should also mention that I haven't tested the Model X here. That one is also something in the same size and weight class, at least size class. But the Model X, at least I tried one in Germany. That was my own Tesla Model X, well, Optimus Prime. You know, this was P90D Ludicrous. I did it in around 3.5 seconds, 3.6 seconds or something. But again, it's slightly more expensive than this one, so it will compare directly against the xDrive60. But at least I think today's Raven, or actually the latest and greatest Model X, should do it also in around 4.5 seconds. But okay, anyway, enough about the acceleration. Let's look at the noise at least. So as for noise, look at this. It's just amazing how quiet it is. However, it's not too fair to compare against EQS, because right now it could look like this is almost as quiet as EQS, but the EQS was done in the wet. So if we would do the EQS in the dry, I still feel like the EQS is one notch more silent than the EQS. No, the iX, you see, is even more quiet than EQC. So this is really quiet stuff. Despite, let me see, does it have? I'm just gonna check again. No, it doesn't even have double glazed windows. But you see, this is an interesting observation. So it doesn't have double glazed windows, but it's still really, really quiet. And then, does it really help with double glazed windows? A little bit, I claim. For example, Tesla is not that quiet, Model 3, and they equipped their car with double glazed window. Did it help? Not really. The soundproofing comes from all the heavy panzer you put in the car, just like this car. Yes. No, but okay. Anyway, but just look at this, the result here. 63.7 decibel. This is average, but you can see here is a logarithmic stuff. This is actually the actual average of these three measurements. 63.7 decibel. If you look against the summer result, you will see that it will actually be the most quiet car compared to the summer result. But again, like I always pointed out, you can't compare the winter tires, the softer and more quiet winter tires versus these summer tires. But anyway, what I'm saying is that this is a fast beast, and it's also quiet, really quiet and comfy. I think that's what you guys are looking for. So like I mentioned, the biggest competitor is Fat e-tron. I feel like Fat e-tron is really one big competitor. This iX versus Fat e-tron, how is it? This car is faster than Fat e-tron. This car, space-wise, I think it's roughly the same, but it can tow more than Fat e-tron. It's 2,500 kilograms versus 1,800. And then it's faster than Fat e-tron. Price-wise, it should also be roughly the same, depending on how you equip it. And then you have the German feel of it, the German feel drive and all that. And then, of course, the other one is then, I think the second competitor, in my opinion, would be ES8. ES8 actually has more space than Fat e-tron and the iX. But then ES8 is Chinese car, so you just have to, you know, but it's still, I still feel like, in a way, I feel like the ES8 is more German than this iX. The interior part of it, kind of weird for me to say, but yeah, because remember that the ES8 Neo, they have a design studio in München, so they actually have Germans who design the interior and the exterior and the soundproofing of it. But yeah, and then as for Model X, it's just in a different, I mean, it's still in the same weight class and size class, but it's just a little bit different. Then you want Tesla thing, you know, yeah. But anyway, I think that's going to be it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you for watching, and talk to you later.